Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your brain just clocked out and left your body behind? Like one day you're studying, focused, unstoppable, and the next day you're staring at your notes wondering if someone swapped your brain for a potato. If that sounds familiar, congratulations, you're human. We all have those days when you feel stuck, when you feel like you're trying to climb a mountain that just keeps getting taller. You study, you work, you try your best, and still you feel like nothing's happening. You feel like you're not growing, like you've hit a wall. But guess what? Feeling stuck is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of progress. Yes, you heard me right. Feeling stuck is proof that you're moving. Because the only people who never feel stuck are the ones who never try to move forward in the first place. We've been told that growth is this beautiful straight line up and up. Every day you're supposed to be better, faster, smarter, more productive than yesterday. But that's a lie. Growth doesn't look like a straight line. Growth looks like a messy squiggle drawn by a toddler holding a crayon. Some days you're up, some days you're down, some days you're sideways wondering where the crayon even went. When you study hard one day and feel disconnected the next, your brain isn't failing you. It's processing. Growth is happening behind the scenes. You just can't see it yet. Like when you plant a seed and you water it every day, but nothing pops out of the soil. You think nothing's happening, but underground, the roots are growing deep and strong. That's exactly what's happening when you feel stuck. Your roots are strengthening your understanding, your habits, your resilience. So when you finally bloom, you're ready for it. Let me share a little secret. Every successful person you admire, whether it's a scientist, artist, athlete, or entrepreneur, has felt stuck hundreds of times. The difference is they didn't stop. They didn't say, well, I don't feel like myself today, so I guess that's it. No, they showed up anyway. Because consistency beats motivation every single time. You can't rely on feeling inspired to take action. You take action first, and the inspiration will follow. Imagine brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning and say, wow, I'm so motivated to brush my teeth today. No, you just do it because it's part of who you are. That's how you should treat your growth. Even when it feels boring, even when you feel stuck, do it because it's part of you. Let's get a little nerdy for a second. When you learn something new, your brain is literally rewiring itself. Neurons are building connections, forming networks, strengthening pathways. That process takes energy and time. So sometimes when you study hard, your brain says, hold up, I need to reorganize this mess, and it slows down temporarily. That's not failure, that's biology. It's like going to the gym. You lift weights one day and feel sore the next. You don't say, oh no, I'm sore, I must be getting weaker. No, you're getting stronger. The soreness is proof that your muscles are growing. Feeling stuck is the mental soreness of growth. So when you feel stuck, smile a little. It's your brain growing stronger behind the scenes. Let's admit it. Sometimes being stuck feels ridiculous. You open your book, you stare at the same sentence for 5 minutes, and suddenly you're questioning all your life choices. Why did I even choose this subject? Maybe I should become a professional napper. We've all been there. The trick is to find humor in the struggle. Laugh at yourself. You're not broken, you're just buffering, like your brain's Wi-Fi connection dropped for a moment. Give it a second, it'll reconnect. And when it does, you'll be amazed at how much more you understand than before. Okay, let's get real. Motivation is nice, but what can you actually do when you feel stuck? One, change your environment. Sometimes it's not your mind that's tired, it's your surroundings. Move to a different spot. Study in the park, the library, or even just change your desk setup. A small change in environment can spark big creativity. Two, use the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself, I'll just study for 2 minutes. That's it. Once you start, momentum will kick in. The hardest part is starting, not continuing. 3, celebrate tiny wins. Did you finish one paragraph? Celebrate it. Did you understand one concept? Celebrate that too. Progress doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. 4, talk to yourself like a friend. If your friend said, I feel stuck, you wouldn't say, wow, you're hopeless. You'd encourage them, right? So do the same for yourself. Replace, I'm not growing with, I'm growing in ways I can't see yet. 5, rest without guilt. Sometimes you're not stuck, you're just tired. And that's okay. Resting isn't quitting, it's refueling. Even your phone needs to recharge, so do you. You know what's funny? The times you feel stuck are usually the moments right before a breakthrough. It's like the universe saying, hold on tight, something amazing is about to happen. Think of a butterfly in its cocoon. From the outside, it looks still, lifeless, but inside, transformation is happening. If you open the cocoon too soon, the butterfly wouldn't survive. That's what happens when you give up too early. You stop your transformation mid-process. So instead of asking, why am I stuck? Ask, what am I learning right now that I can't see yet? The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Not your classmates, not your friends, not that genius who seems to memorize everything. Just you. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you win. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you grow. And when you feel like you're going nowhere, look back. You'll see how far you've already come. You're not at the starting line anymore. You've already moved mountains. Life isn't a race. It's not about reaching the finish line fastest. It's about becoming the kind of person who never gives up. The kind who can laugh even when things are hard. The kind who keeps showing up even when no one's watching. You might not always see your progress, but it's there in the way you bounce back, in the way you try again, in the way you refuse to quit. Let me tell you something funny. Once I tried to meditate to clear my mind. 5 minutes later, I was thinking about pizza, my to-do list, and why mosquitoes exist. Moral of the story, your mind is wild and that's okay. Don't try to shut it down, just guide it gently back on track. When you catch yourself drifting, laugh, refocus, and keep going. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence with a side of humor. The next time you feel stuck, remember this. I'm not stuck. I'm growing roots. I'm preparing for my breakthrough. Say it out loud. Say it when you study, when you feel lost, when you doubt yourself. Say it until you believe it. Because one day you'll look back and realize that the moments you thought were wasted were actually the foundation of your success. So, my friend, when you walk into class tomorrow and that stuck feeling creeps back in, don't panic. Don't sigh and think, here we go again. Instead, smile, because that feeling means something big is happening inside you. It means your brain, your heart, and your potential are in motion. You're not at a dead end. You're just in the construction zone of your own greatness. Now, let me tell you a story. One that might make you laugh, but also one that every student in this room can secretly relate to. Once upon a not-so-distant semester, there was a student named Daniel. Daniel was the kind of student who decided this time, I'm going to change my life. You know that feeling you get at the start of the school year when your notebooks are clean, your pens are all lined up, and you tell yourself, this year I'll be organized, focused, and unstoppable. That was Daniel, day one hero, full of hope and highlighters. For the first week, Daniel was a studying machine. He color-coded his notes, rewrote his lectures, even created flashcards that looked like mini works of art. He was unstoppable until day 7. On day 7, something mysterious happened. His motivation went missing, vanished, gone. It was like his brain packed a tiny suitcase and said, I'm going on vacation, don't wait up. The next day, Daniel sat at his desk, ready to study again. He opened his notebook, stared at his notes, and suddenly every word looked like it was written in another language. He blinked, reread, and said to himself, wait, was I even in this class? But Daniel didn't give up. He said, no, I'm just tired. So he made himself a cup of coffee, a strong one, the kind that could wake up a ghost. He sat back down, full of confidence, took one sip, and the next thing he knew, he was watching cat videos on YouTube and eating chips like it was an Olympic sport. You've been there, haven't you? That moment when you swear you'll just take a 5-minute break, and suddenly it's 2 hours later and you've learned absolutely nothing, except that cats are very talented at knocking things off tables. Anyway, the next morning was exam day. Daniel walked into class with the kind of confidence only delusion can create. He sat down, got his question paper, and the first question read, "Explain the process of photosynthesis in detail." And Daniel thought, I know this. This is easy. Then 10 seconds later, his mind went blank. Totally blank. Like someone hit the delete button on his brain. He stared at the paper as if the answer would magically appear if he looked long enough. Finally, he decided to write something. Anything. So he wrote, "Photosynthesis is what happens when plants eat sunlight and turn it into something green and probably important." He smiled, proud of his creativity, and thought, at least I'll get partial credit for trying. Needless to say, Daniel didn't exactly ace that exam. But here's the beautiful part. That disaster became his turning point. Because instead of beating himself up, he laughed about it. He realized that being stuck didn't mean he was stupid or lazy. It just meant he was human. And being human means progress isn't always perfect. Sometimes it's messy, confusing, and hilarious. The lesson behind the laughter. You see, Daniel learned something powerful that day. Growth isn't about never getting stuck. It's about not staying stuck. It's about laughing at your mistakes, learning from them, and trying again tomorrow. So, when you feel like Daniel, when you stare at your books and feel your motivation sneaking out the window, remember this, it's okay to have off days. It's okay to laugh at yourself. It's okay to pause, recharge, and come back stronger. Because even your worst day is still part of your best story. Don't compare your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. Everyone's journey looks different. Some people bloom early, others later. But the beauty of growth is that it always happens, as long as you keep showing up. And if all else fails, just remember, every champion, every genius, every successful person you admire once had their own Daniel moment. They too felt lost, unmotivated, and completely confused. The only difference, they didn't quit. They kept going, one messy, imperfect step at a time.